previously. My name is Karnavindi Pratama, name H04220048, from the Agricultural Extension and Communication Study Program. On this occasion, I will convey a little material from the civic course, namely about national identity. As we all know, that every nation must have a national identity. Identity itself has a meaning as characteristic possessed by each party which is meant as a differentiator or comparison with other parties. Meanwhile, nationalism or nationalism means an understanding which argues that the highest individual loyalty must be left to the national state, so that national identity is a characteristic, personality, or national identity that belongs to the nation, that reflects or provides a value from the national to make a difference from other nations. Therefore, each country has a different identity so that people can more easily recognize the personality or characteristic of a country with other countries. National identity itself reflects the values that exist in society in a country. It is something that is continuously developing and is open. National identity in the context of the nation tends to refer to the culture, custom, and characteristic of a country, such as regional language, regional dance, regional music, and so on. Meanwhile, national identity in the context of the state is reflected in state symbols such as Pancasila, the red and white flag, the national language, namely Indonesian, the state motto, namely Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, the state basic philosophy, namely Pancasila, the state constitution, basic law, namely the 1019 and 45 constitution, and from the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia, which has the people sovereignty, the people heroes during the period of nation struggle, such as Patimura, Hasanuddin, Antasari, and many others. The national language or the unitary language is Indonesian. Indonesian is the unifying language of the Republic of Indonesia, which we have mutually agreed on as the national language in Indonesia. Therefore, in order to be able to communicate with each other between different regions, tribes, ethnic, unifying language is needed, which of course every Indonesian is able to use, namely Indonesian. That is why Indonesian can be categorized as the national identity of the Indonesian nation. The national flag is Sang Merah Putih. The country flag is one of the national identity that is very clear. This is because every country has its own flag that different from another. Indonesia has a red and white state flag as stated in the 1019 and 45 Constitution, Article 35. The national anthem is Indonesia Raya. The Indonesian nation anthem is the national anthem of Indonesia Raya, which is also one of the national identities of the Indonesian nation. The song Indonesia Raya was composed by Wage Supratman and has been designated as the Indonesian national anthem after Indonesia independence. The national symbol is Pancasila, as explained in the 1019 and 45 Constitution in Article 36A. that the Indonesian state symbol is Garuda Pancasila. Garuda Pancasila itself is nothing but the symbol of the Garuda Pancasila bird. Next, the national motto of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is a national motto which means the event of Indonesia comes from various tribes, ethnic, regional, and different backgrounds. The must remain united together in upholding the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia, regardless of this difference. This has been mutually agreed to release the ideals of the unity of the Indonesian nation. The basic of the state is Pancasila. Pancasila as the basic of the state shows that Pancasila plays an important role in the founding of the Indonesian state. Pancasila is also the basic for society and government in carrying out various aspects of life, such as economic, educational, social, and culture, and others. Therefore, Pancasila gives influence and an important role for of the life of the nation and state in Indonesia, so that Pancasila can be said to be a national identity because of its position and has acted to the person of the Indonesian nation. The Constitution, basic law of the state, is the 1019 and 45th Constitution. The 1019 and 45th Constitution has become one of the national identities because of its important role, because the law is a written basic law that regulates all aspects of national and state life in Indonesia. Next, regional culture that has been aspect as national culture. There are huge number of regional culture that are aspect as national culture, so that is can be said to be a national identity. This can happen because the culture of the area is so well known that it has created its own icon on the national scope and is known internationally. Examples of regional culture that have become a regional identity as well as a national identity are, for example, the Riap Ponorogo, the Kecak dance from Bali, the Saman dance from Aceh, the Borobudur temple, and many more. That's the next material about nation identity that I can convey more or less in apologies. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.